Hello and welcome to Electric Guitar Review. My name is Ben Morgan Brown and you've just been watching Jace Morris demonstrating the Pacifica 612V 2X. This new variation of Yamaha's Pacifica model features a 25.5 inch scale length bolt-on maple neck on a double cutaway alder body. The rosewood fingerboard is fitted with 22 medium frets with a radius of 13 3/4 inches and a Graph Tech TUSQ nut is fitted. A pair of Seymour Duncan SSL-1 pickups take up the neck and middle position, with the middle pickup being reverse wound and polarity for hum cancellation when used with the neck pickup. A Seymour Duncan TB14 humbucker resides in the bridge position, and the guitar has a 5-way position switch, master volume and master tone, with a push-pull coil split for the bridge pickup. A Wilkinson VS56 bridge with a slot-in tremolo arm and Grover locking tuners complete the hardware lineup, and the guitar has an RRP of £886. For this review, Jace is playing for a Marshall DSL-20, so let's have another listen to some playing now, and then please join me afterwards for my thoughts. The matte blue silk finish on the model Yamaha have sent us for review is, in my opinion, a very slick looking colour. It combines nicely with the slightly parchment colour pickguard to give a modern look that still feels connected to the vintage heritage of this style of guitar. As I would expect from Yamaha, the guitar is well put together with good fretwork, flawless finish and cleanly installed hardware. It's not a guitar with lots of fancy work to admire, but it has the feel of a solid instrument. Playability wise, I immediately noticed that the neck is quite slim and the relatively flat radius gives the guitar a modern feel in the left hand. The action is low enough to feel very slinky, but not so low that you can't dig in a little, and there is no choking out on the higher frets with big bends. As it arrived, the Wilkinson tremolo was set up decked rather than floating, and this, combined with the locking tuners, made for a stable setup with bending strings and also using the trem. With heavier trem use, the tuning did drift a little bit, but I'd say it was about as stable as you could expect a non-locking system to be. The SSL pickups in the neck and middle position provide all the glassiness, chime and bell-like tones you would expect from this style of vintage pickup in this style of guitar. I felt the in-between settings sounded particularly sweet with that typical hollowness or quack that so many S-style players love. The TB14 humbucker has a fair amount more poke than the SSLs, but switching between them it seemed to me to be pretty well matched without an off-putting jump in volume or tone. Of course it's a thicker, more meatier option than a single coil in the bridge, but with its slightly scooped middle it still retains clarity. The split coil is a nice option and provides a usable alternative bridge sound, but I think a lot of players might just stick with the full fat humbucker setting. The volume and tone pot tapers are nice and smooth on both the single coils and the humbucker, which isn't always the case when mixing pickup types. Some players might prefer the option of an additional tone control, but the convenient placement and knurled knobs meant that adjusting settings on the fly should be easy and intuitive. At the RRP price of £886, this guitar is comparable in price to other deluxe series guitars from well-known manufacturers. With Seymour Duncan pickups, Grover locking tuners and the Wilkinson trem, the specs of the 612V are slightly more impressive than some competitors, and with the guitar seemingly available at a street price of closer to £700, I say this guitar represents good, but perhaps not quite excellent value for money in the current market. The Pacifica 612V 2X manages to combine vintage and modern specs well. Given the more modern look and neck spec, I was a bit surprised to find this guitar kitted out with such a traditional set of pickups, but I actually think Yamaha have made a good decision, as this guitar certainly gives some of the boutique vintage feel and tone at a distinctly non-boutique price. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Electric Guitar Review. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be kept up to date when we post new videos, and Jason and I look forward to seeing you next time.